What's up? It's Dame D.O.L.L.A. You listening to Hot New Hip Hop. So this is what happened. Like, usually when the season ends, I'll take some time where it's just like I'm doing whatever I want to do. I'm have fun. And usually the first thing I do is I call the people that I work with, the engineer I work with at the studio in Portland, and I tell them, like, I want to come in, just mess around, just come in, play some beats and start writing. And then when they got closer to, like, I guess July, almost August, that's, you know, when I probably recorded the album. And the reason I was in there for so many hours is because it was, you know, I had a limited amount of time. So I was in there from 1 p.m. to like 3 a.m., like for like 10 days straight, and just listen to beats, recorded all this stuff, and made sure everything was how I wanted it, and got out. The first one was like I wrote that song like planning on maybe being on it by myself. And then it was like, yeah, Wayne to sound good on this. It was like the best track that I could give to him to be on from that album. But this one, it was like that's what the plan was all along. So it's more up-tempo, and I think it's just a better song. It's probably my best song that I've put out or that I've done to this point. It was cool. You know, I walked in and he was watching ESPN, so it was just like he really was like staring at the screen like for a minute. But the first thing I noticed is like I was like, let me hear something. So he just started going through beats, and like a beat would come on, and he like one time he just stood next to me, and then the beat started playing, and it was probably on for 30 seconds. And then he just like turned, like I was facing this way, and he turned his back to the screen, and he just started like saying a whole hook in my ear. Like he was just rapping it in my ear, and it was just like coming together like something he had already thought about. But right when he said it in my ear, he was like, it go like this, hold on, wait. And then he thought about it again, and then he like repeated everything that he just said off the top of his head exactly how he said it the first time, but he added something like better in the middle of it. And then right after that, the beat played one more time, and he went in the studio and just like recorded that part that he said, and then the beat kept playing, and then he like kept adding to it, like he was building up the track just straight off the top of his head. Yeah, it was crazy.
What did you learn from him? Has he taught you anything?
I mean, I think just when like we've done a lot of like tracks together, so every time I hear his verse, it's like he sound different every time. It's like the cadence is different, the melody is different, his tone is different, his rhyme scheme, the pattern, everything is just different. Like he switch it up. So for me, like I have a way that I rap comfortably. So like once I started hearing that, I started to try to like change my stuff up a little bit. Obviously, everybody has like their style. Like you know how this person gonna rap, you know how this, and I'm not really trying to be extra different. You know what I'm saying? I like the way I rap. I like how I put my stuff out, but I kind of like how he did that. You know, I like how he come at different angles, and I kind of added that to the way I rap. I mean, it wasn't difficult. Obviously, you know, being signed to a label, you got hoops that you got to go through and stuff that you got to do legally. You know, I spoke with Wayne, and I wasn't really I didn't know much about that side of it. I thought it was if you say you're gonna do a verse, you're gonna do a verse. But that was also a part of my learning curve. So it wasn't difficult. Like I said, we got to the bottom of it. We figured it out. It was a smooth thing. You know, it didn't take a lot. I don't think real fans of hip hop have forgotten about him, because I mean I was on the way here. I was playing like a playlist off my phone, and it was all pretty much stuff from then. You know, we was talking about the Bad Boy in the late '90s and stuff like that. So, you know, obviously you're gonna have a lot of younger people who gonna, I guess, lean in the direction of like the new stuff. I found out earlier they call it mumble rap. I didn't know that. They're gonna lean in that direction, you know, because that's what they know. That's what they're most familiar with. But I mean, I think it's crazy. You gotta appreciate those dudes. I think, you know, hip hop is evolving. You got different styles, and you got people having a different approach, making different kind of music than what than what the foundation was built on. So, you know, people will talk down on it, and some people will say it's better. So you just got to appreciate it for what it is. You know, it's evolving like everything else does, but, you know, the Nas's and Jay-Z's and Biggie's and Pac's and Andre 3000, Eminem's, that's always going to stand. I mean, everybody's a rapper. Everybody want to rap, so.